Hey guys, it's me, Meachy. Welcome back to my channel. Pink Sheep Beauty. Pink like the color, sheep like the animal, and beauty like who you are, based off of John 10:27, which says, "For my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they won't follow." Do you remember Rubik's Cubes? So the other day I was watching Despicable Me with my nephews. There's a scene with the Rubik's Cube, thinking, man, that was such a fun thing. I never ever got it. I never figured it out. I just didn't have the patience for it. I started thinking, and I thank God for like this imagination he gave me to let you guys in on some of my Meachy-isms. This is what I thought when I saw the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube to me is like life, relationship we have with God. The way he framed us, he said that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and before he formed you in your mother's womb, he knew you and he called you by name. First, get the Rubik's Cube. All the colors are on the right side. Right? Everything is perfect, lined up. There's no mix matched or anything like that. Well, what happens, I think, is, as life goes on, the cube, if that represents our life, it gets a little shuffled, right? And then every now and then you can push stuff back and you can put it back in the right place, and you might be able to finagle it and say, oh, I almost got it, And some people have just a few blocks that are missing, and some people have the whole cube jacked up. Because I was the chick that when I got the cube when I was little, when it first came out, I was a young girl who I just messed it all the way up. Because in my head, I could do it. In my head, I could figure it out. In my head, I was like, oh, I got this. Not knowing that it was more difficult than I thought. See, not everybody is Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. Like, I still haven't figured it out. I started thinking about a Rubik's Cube and about our lives and about God, and this was my take on it. You're either messed up, put together the way he had you, a little bit jacked up, or you're like what I did when I was little. I used to peel the stickers off. Yeah, I get frustrated, and I will peel the stickers off, and I will put them back and make it look like I fixed it. There's a couple things wrong with that. One, it's just wrong. Two, in the back of my mind, I knew that I really hadn't conquered it. And three, the stickers were never precisely on right. So even if I showed it to somebody lying, saying I got it, they would say, Meachy, you pulled these off and you put them on there. So I said all that to say this. Sometimes life feels like a game, and we can't play with God. God is not for play. And sometimes we think that we can figure the Rubik's Cube out, which is life, and we can't. And we need somebody to help guide us back. We don't need to peel it off and put it together and compromise and make it look like something it's not. And a lot of times we do that. We put this facade on like we got it all together, like we're smarter than the next, and you're just the bomb.com, and you're not. Really, your stickers are phony. They're fake. You peel them off and you put them on there. And the truth is, other people may not know, but God knows, and you know. I never figured out the Rubik's Cube. However, God has the answer for everything. And my life is like a Rubik's Cube. It's still a little wonky, and I got some pieces that are like, But no longer do I take I take the piece off and peel it back and put it where I want it to be. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let God help me to mold it back to where it should be, so that it is precise and all the solid colors are together. I know, it's weird, right? But this is who I am. I don't care. I hope you're not playing with God. And when I say playing with God, I mean, for instance, sometimes we know we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing. We say things that we shouldn't say. We respond a way that we shouldn't respond, or we don't respond at all. He may be giving us directions and instructions, and we've been ignoring them up to now, and we're just playing with him. And we're manipulating the cube the way that we want it to be, and it's not getting any better. The solids are not together. So now we're peeling off the pieces and making them fit. Oh, and by the way, today I went to go buy a Rubik's, and guess what? They don't even make them like that anymore. Like, you can't even peel off the stupid thing anymore. Like, you have to fix it. Like, it has to be done. It's plastic, and the colors are now on the actual cube. Like, you can't peel it off. Kind of like God. There's no getting around it. There's no shortcuts with him. There are no shortcuts. You have to pray. You have to go through some stuff. You have to learn to trust him. You have to go through some downtimes, because that's how you learn to, one, trust him, and you learn the character of who he is and who you are. And the only time that you really know who you are and what you're made of is when you're in pressure. Because if you're happy all the time, it won't even matter. And I'm not saying you should be sad. I'm just saying that adversity brings out things in us that we didn't know that we had. Sometimes strength and sometimes weakness. I hope this made some sense to you guys. I will talk to you later. Follow me on my socials if you're interested. Please subscribe to my channel. And thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you on the other side of Bliss.